Just as public trust in electric vehicles was taking a hit amid a spate of fire incidents involving e-scooters, government think tank Niti Aayog came out with the much-awaited draft policy on battery swapping last week. Targeted at electric 2 and 3-wheelers, the policy aims to drive large-scale adoption of EVs by promoting the use of the nascent but rapidly growing battery swapping technology and encouraging collaboration among the stakeholders. Battery swapping falls under the broader umbrella of battery as a service business model, where users purchase an EV without the battery, which significantly lowers upfront costs. They pay a regular subscription fee to service providers for battery services throughout the vehicle's lifetime. To bring battery swapping into the mainstream, the draft policy promotes open architecture and aims to create a framework for greater interoperability between EVs and batteries. The batteries will have to be compatible with different EV models and with different battery charging stations. Niti Aayog also said the policy will not mandate a rigid set of technical and operational requirements to foster interoperability, leaving room for innovation. When it comes to safety, a rigorous testing protocol has been proposed to avoid any unwanted temperature rise at the electrical interface. Batteries are required to be enabled with Battery Management System or BMS for efficient battery monitoring, data analysis, and safety. The BMS must be self-certified and open for testing to check its compatibility with various systems and capability to meet safety requirements. Swappable batteries will have to be equipped with advanced features like IoT-based battery monitoring systems, remote monitoring, and immobilization capabilities. Apart from asking the GST Council to consider reducing the tax on lithium-ion batteries to 5%, Niti Aayog suggested that incentives for vehicles with fixed batteries be extended to swappable battery vehicles. Pulkit Khurana, the co-founder of Battery Smart, which operates a network of over 200 swap stations in 10 cities, says that Niti Aayog has incorporated most of the feedback raised by his startup as well as other companies during stakeholder discussions with the government last month.
So we are super happy about what has come out in this policy. It actually addresses all the incentives that the industry was seeking for, bringing it under the FAME subsidy scheme. And the policy went over and above to also say that preferred tariffs would be provided for electricity, preferred land parcels could be provided by government. It actually lays out a framework where multiple interoperable ecosystems could rise, right, and will be promoted as long as they are open for different OEMs to plug and play. So that is a great boost for someone like us. And there is emphasis on safety, which everyone has been asking for, including us, because as long as there are certain mandatory specifications on the battery and charger safety, it is very difficult to push manufacturers to abide by them. So if you currently today buy a scooter or a three-wheeler, you will be charged 5% GST, right? Which obviously already includes the battery as well. But we as a swap station network, when we go and procure batteries, we pay 18% GST on those batteries. So that is what the parity would bring, that the battery should also be, when independently being procured, should be charged at 5%. So I don't see any area which the draft has not addressed, except for some very minor points which were in the first note that came out. So around insurance of these batteries, on how that would be addressed.
The policy provides clarity for EV buyers on who to approach for grievance redressal. The battery providers are designated as the point of contact and will be responsible in coordination with other ecosystem players for handling any type of complaint. The draft says they will be also responsible for channeling monetary compensation to the EV owners if necessary. Depending on the particulars of the case, a battery provider may recover these costs from other ecosystem players too, for instance, the vehicle manufacturer. Arun Shreyas, the co-founder of Race Energy, which manufactures swap stations and swappable batteries, questioned the policy push towards interoperability. He said there could be practical challenges in implementing that and could pose a safety risk.
I think in general sense, the policy has been a good step in the right direction in terms of the incentivization, in terms of the reduction of GST rate, even down to the last points like providing some unique identification number to each battery and station. What one has to be careful about in terms of interoperability, it would be quite difficult to fix on one particular dimension as such, and providing multiple manufacturers to work on that particular dimension. And I think along with the dimension comes standardizing the connector as well, because it kind of forces the whole industry and the whole battery swapping technology to kind of like think inside the box and not really outside the box. Once you fix up on your dimensions, you're fixing up on more or less what kind of cells you can use, and with that, what sort of chemistries that you can use. You're seeing a lot of these fire incidents that are happening. And the moment you have different kinds of battery packs, different kinds of chemistries working together, as I said, if you have 4 or 6 batteries, this could lead to a huge risk of thermal runaway issues as well. And we completely do not believe that it is the right time to do that. What we want is like 4 or 5 natural networks based on how the market has grown. Let the companies come up with, because a lot of these companies, including us, have been working on this technology for a while. So we just want to be 100% sure that there's no one particular dimension fixed, or in the worst case situation, one particular manufacturer's dimensions have been fixed.
While the industry seems split on the issue of interoperability, the draft policy by and large promises leeway for innovation. By touching upon the aspects of incentives, GST, safety, interoperability, and accountability, the comprehensive set of policy recommendations can establish the battery as a service model as an alternative to the fixed battery and traditional internal combustion engine vehicles.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.